everybody, it's Connie, and I'm doing my live at a weird time because I have construction happening in my house, and so I decided to jump in here while the construction workers were at lunch and go through some cool projects. I have two things to show you. One is making this really cute Halloween scene that I made this the other day, and I wanted to show you how I created it step by step. And the other thing is I want to show you using this How You Grow paper. I want to show you some samples and this really cute baby book that I made using that paper. So I think we'll start with this how-to on this because it doesn't take very long. You do need a lot of products, I understand that. So what I used is these adorable little, let me move these out of the way a moment. These adorable little Halloween besties, which each set has a little person that's dressed up and then lots of little pieces to go with it. And I have all of these except for this one. And then on the next page are the little boys. So here's all these little boys. Now I don't have this one with the haunted house. So interestingly, I don't have either one with a dog in it. But I was waiting for the thin cuts to become available, and they are now, so I need to get those. But I went ahead, I absolutely had to have this one. This one is my favorite, and I'm going to show you why. Because in this, you may notice in this card, I used the little fence die cut, and I used the tree in the background, and it's really, really cool. That tree is an amazing tree for any season, and then of course the die cut fence is so easy to use. So let me just, I may be a little discombobulated because you may notice I'm coming from a different location. I'm in my craft room today. My craft room for the first time ever is like cleaned out because they have to replace this window, and so now I have all this countertop space that normally has clutter and stuff all over it empty. I cut out lots of little pieces. These are these little cute parts. I love the door. There's a really fun card that was shared by consultants using this tomb or whatever, where they made it where it opens. That was fun. I may do something like that. I may totally copy that idea. So to make a card like this, I started with a piece of cardstock. Now this is great. I just needed a scrap piece. It doesn't even really matter what color, because look what it looks like when it's done. And then I'm going to make one that's just a little smaller, obviously. I just want to make sure everything is in camera. Okay. And so what I've done is I've grabbed 4 colors of Distress Oxide. The Mustard Seed, Faded Jeans, Chipped Sapphire, and Black Soot. Now you don't need all of them, okay? But it's nice to have all of them, and it's nice to get more graduated color. So you would only need 1 blue, for example. And you could use any, you don't even have to have the yellow. I basically just sponged the yellow onto my gray cardstock to make sort of that moon area. And that's all I did with the yellow, and it's done. And then with the Faded Jeans, I'm going to, hi Margie, I'm going to move my camera a little bit so I can see comments a little better. I really do love Halloween. I have this paper pad underneath, so it may get kind of messy, but basically all I'm going to do is kind of sponge ink around that moon area. And these little daubers hold so much ink. It's amazing. So it doesn't take very long to cover a piece of cardstock. And you can kind of see that what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little, this is just a, you know, I used a paper punch, and I'm just going to use a scrap piece around it just so I can keep my moon nice and yellow. The thing that's interesting to me about the Halloween stuff is, you know, I don't really, I don't have kids that are, you know, trick-or-treating. I don't have big Halloween things that I do. I do kind of usually have a little party where we carve pumpkins and stuff. But Halloween, I just love it. I love the trick-or-treaters that come to the house. I love the whole night. But it's really changed a lot, even since, and even besides COVID, it's changed a lot. I'm changing over to Chipped Sapphire. Last year we did a, we kind of did like a trunk or treat. We decorated the back of the Honda. It's a hatchback, and had a giant mouth and a big tongue that rolled out of it, and then the candy was at the end of the tongue. And that way we could social distance and kids could walk up and get their candy. And we still had a good 35 or 40 trick-or-treaters. It just wasn't as steady as normal. See how you could just get by with Chipped Sapphire, and that would be fine. And if you remove the mask, you can kind of see the little moon. And so now to get that really deep, dark night sky, I'm going to use black around the edges. If I can get it open. There we go. Okay. Trying not to get ink all over my fingers, but it's, you know, not working. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just going to put some black around the edges. I don't want it on the whole thing because I want my stamped images to show up. But you know, there is a little more shadow in this corner. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now the other thing that you can do, if you want, is you can go back. Say you feel like you need more yellow on the moon. You can take your yellow and blend more of that on there. If you feel like you need it to be like a deeper, richer color, you can go back in with one of your colors and blend more. See how that works? These distress inks are amazing this way. It's like they just have the ability to like move and blend really well. It's a lot less work than a dye-based ink. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to create a background with a tree. So I'm going to take this tree stamp. Be careful a little bit. Alright, and then I'm just going to use my black ink and ink that up. Now you could do two trees and or just one, but I'm going to put it out like this, kind of like I did on my sample. Over here on this side you might be able to see I did two trees. So I did one there and one behind the boy, and they do look like they're in the background. Alright, there's my tree. So the reason why I say you need a lot of product to make this project is because I used several different sets. I used this set, one of them has an owl. I used the tree, I used the fence. So I have a lot of parts and pieces over here. And so I just want to show you some of the little pieces that I colored and cut. I didn't buy thin cuts for all of these. Some, you know, the thin cuts are it's really nice to have them, I gotta be honest. But you don't have to have them all. And if you don't mind a little fussy cutting, and to me, once a year, however, you know, it's probably unlikely that I would use this set so often that the thin cuts are an absolute necessity, you know. So I love this little trick-or-treat bucket. It's so cute. All right, so I have lots of pieces here. Now, one of the things I want to show you is the fence. I cut it out of craft paper, and then one of the stamp sets, you may remember, and I don't have my catalog right next to me in this room, but it has a wooden sign on it. And so I took that wooden sign with the wood image and I stamped on top of this fence to give it a wood grain look. And then I cut out several of these pieces of fence because I want to give it a little dimension, but I don't want to be using foam tape on the front of a card. And so I'm just gonna glue these together in layers like this. And when you do that, they go together pretty easy. It gives you a thicker fence and it stands out on your card. So that's what I'm going for. So you can kind of see, I hope you can see, it's not quite, maybe a 1/16 of an inch thick, which is really nice for when you're going to put a, you know, put a fence in the foreground. It'll look dimensional. So I'm going to put that in front of the tree like that. Okay. While that dries, I'm just going to put my block on top of it. Now, I want to talk about the grass that I did in front on this card. You might notice there's a row that's just a little bit of grass. And I know it sounds weird, but look what I got out. My old big decal scissors. Remember these that were so popular? People get rid of stuff like this all the time, and I'm like, no. So I just cut some grass using my decal scissors, right? And I'm just going to glue down my grass like this. And then I'll just trim the back off with my scissors. It's not quite dry, but let's see if I can get this cut off so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So now I have some grass in the foreground and I have my tree kind of in the background, and now it's just a matter of decorating the card, which is the fun part, really, right? I also wanted to show you, if you really wanted your moon to pop, you could put that ink. I just used that yellow ink on a piece of gray cardstock, and you could just punch it out, and you could make your moon just that much bolder. You don't have to mask if you don't enjoy doing that. You can just make a moon like that. Okay, so what are we going to put on our card? I have so many little parts and pieces. You could use any of the little characters that you want. I think I'm going to use this little mummy girl. I think she's really cute. And do I want her to hold a trick-or-treat bucket? Because I could put one in her hand. It's so cute. I think I might. Alright, so I'm just going to glue her down right here. And we'll put a little glue around her hand. And we'll have her hold the Halloween bucket like that. All right, cute, right? The other thing that we could do, I feel like we need something spooky in here, like the bats or something. Let me see if I have a bat. I think all my bats are ones that need colored, unless I do stamp surgery or something. So I could do that. I'm going to, I love this little cat. I'm gonna have her little cat next to her that's dressed up. And then I think I'll put one of the pumpkins down. I like this face. It's nice if you can take a little time, say while you're watching TV or something, you just stamp a whole bunch of stuff and color it and cut it out, and then next thing you know, you've pretty much got everything you need for a scene. You can make any scene you want. I think that's really cute. Here's a little owl. I can put an owl in the tree. I could have put a bat in the sky, but I don't want to color in my bat right now. Using a shimmer pen is really cool. Maybe I should put a ghost up in the air. The shimmer pen is really neat because you can add just a little sparkle to whatever part you want. Like I could make the moon glittery. Alright, scribble that off a little bit. Alright, that's really cute. I might add a little to the wings. On camera, you cannot see how cool that is, but up close and in person, you can tell that that is a really neat thing. Hi, Stacy. So that is one of my Halloween cards, and I could totally use this on a scrapbook page. I mean, look at that. You could do a whole scene along the bottom of a page. I just think that's really fun. So the other thing I did was I cut out a bunch of the pumpkins kind of in what I would call designer colors or something, and just imagine, like, you can use these as non-Halloween-y things and just use fall. You can add a tombstone, you can write anything you want on there. There's spiders. The shimmer brush on the spider's fun, so I didn't color in my spiders because it's really easy later to use a shimmer brush and make them sparkly. That's what I did on him right here. He is done in green. So cool, cool. And then I have the little star shaker confetti, which you probably think I'm nuts, but I did put a few little stars in the sky. I hope you can see that shine. And I have the really cool ghost confetti from the Boo Crew that I put on there too. So that is the first project that I wanted to share with you. And let me just clear this off. I don't want to mess up my book that I made, so that's how easy it is to get rid of all that mess. Now I want to show you this. This is really fun. This I'm excited about. So in the core catalog, there is a set called As You Grow, and it is a paper pack that it is two-sided, and it's a nice big paper pack, and you can see it's not totally baby centric. Now it can be, and I'll show you that, but it doesn't necessarily scream baby to me. So you have wood grain and flowers. So one side is a little more masculine, one side tends to be a little more feminine. So you might have a few pinks in there, a few greens and blues if you want to go that route. But really, these papers could be used for anything. And I made a few scrapbook pages to show you that. So now the sticker sheet itself, it is kind of it's a little more baby-ish, and so the As You Grow Picture My Life cards, several of them are as well, and you'll see those as we go through the baby book. Okay, let me move that out of the way. Let's show you some of the layouts I made. So here's one, which I hope it is full screen. There we go. Okay, so this one is really neat because there's nothing babyish about it. You could use this for anything. I think it looks very masculine. You wouldn't even have to put the little fox sticker on. You could use any other thing that you wanted. But I do think this kind of looks like a little boy page, just with the buttons and stuff. This is a 2-page layout, and it says "Love You Forever" with stickers and buttons. It has a few flowers. This could be totally for any, it could be baby, it could be Mother's Day, it could be family photos, whatever you wanted. So like I said, this paper pack is not necessarily all babyish. So then I made one that is babyish, and this one says "Hello Baby" on it, and it has some of the icons on it from the sticker sheet, that like grow, walk, crawl, hello baby, our new arrival at the bottom. And so I just think this is beautiful. You know, I have to admit, I rarely do anything boy themed scrapbooking, because there's so many girls in my family, but this color scheme I love, and I really think would be good for either, but it would definitely a little more boyish. Now this one, what I love about it is, if you look at the side, I'm turning it, there are scraps. They're basically just stripes of paper and some of the zip strips on the side to make a border, and it made a very simple page because I basically repeated it on each side, and it's just, I think it turned out really nice. And so this one I made it babyish. It says "All smiles, sleepy baby, gift from heaven, sweetest dreams." But you would not have to put any of those words on here, and it would not be babyish in any way. So just a thing to think about when you're looking at that paper pack. That being said, I was invited to a baby shower coming up next weekend, and so I'm like, oh, I gotta show this book. So this is a 6x8 book, right? And so all of the page protectors in it are the 6x8. And so what I did was I made photo areas and a few Picture My Life cards just for decoration, and then these are just some stickers that I wasn't sure where to put, because you know, it all depends on when that baby has those milestones or whatever. So okay, I hope that's close enough to you to see. I'm going to lower my camera and see if that helps a little bit, because this is the last thing I'm going to show. Okay, so lots of places for photos, and what I did was I made this so that you could tuck the photo underneath here. Picture My Life cards for journaling. So under each section, it's split up kind of by months, so that they would have a 1-year baby album. I tried to add a journaling spot and a place for a couple of pictures. So this would hold a 4x6, just a normal photo, right? And the other ones would be cut in half. And so normal photo, and you can tuck here, and then a photo that's half size. And just decorations. Picture my life cards. Those were so easy, you guys, because, you know, I just tucked those in. I did doctor a few of them up a little bit with some extra stickers and some sequins. So each section I made, like, this would be 1 month old, and you would have your pictures on it, and then maybe use journaling to write what the baby's doing at that point, or what you're doing, or what you're enjoying, or if you've gone anywhere. You know how you do in baby books, right? And then month 2 is, here's where number 2 starts. More pictures. I tried to make it really photo heavy because that's, you know, this is the time when you have that newborn where you're taking gobs and gobs of pictures, and you might have more than one favorite, right? Here's month 3, and since this opens, you know, if month 3 I say I need more pictures back here, I could rearrange, and I'm gonna include a few extra blank pages that are movable so that someone could tuck in, you know. And I'll probably include a journaling pen with this also, and some adhesive. So that makes a great present. Month 4, look at the little stickers. It just so happens, interestingly, that this person's theme is sort of nature and woodland. They don't have like a girl-boy theme. They don't know if they're having a girl or a boy. And so they kind of went with this theme, and it was so weird that this paper pack came out at the same time. You should see the decorations they have for their baby shower next week. It's like, oh my gosh, it matches this paper. You couldn't ask for a more perfect match. It was very, very bizarre timing. But, and again, picture my life card here, and sometimes I used cardstock with just scraps of paper and zip strips to make areas where you could put a photo or a journal or whatever. So some of these are just scraps of paper. Here is a picture my life card, which is, you know, you just plunk and go, which is great. So easy. On this one, I used that same stripe idea. So, you know, you've got the zip strip, and one, there's a whole album thing that Close to My Heart put together called a 3-2-1 album. And if you go onto their blog and type 3-2-1 album, this is what you'll find. So what they have you do is they have you take your papers and cut them into 3-inch, 2-inch, and 1-inch strips, and then you just randomly put them over these 6x8 pages, and this is what you end up with, like a 3, a 2, and a 1, and you just stack them, and it makes really cool backgrounds because all the papers coordinate. And it's a real simple way to throw pages together without having to have a layout or have an idea book. So every single page could be 3-2-1. And I went off of that a little bit because I wanted to show you other ideas, but I totally have done entire books of 3-2-1 layouts. I mean, just imagine you could do a whole Disney book of 3-2-1, or a, you know, here's 3-2-1 with the zip strip. So this is also a 3-2-1. I rearranged it to put a photo in the middle. So 3, and this was 2, and this was 1, and I just put the photo on top. And I also made this one that's covering it, so you can tuck this photo under it. It's not stuck right there. So all they have to do is, you know, pull the page out and then put their pictures in. Here's another 3-2-1 page. I used the plaid as the background, and then there's 3 and 1, and then I used a zip strip. I felt like adding another pattern was a lot since I used the pattern as the background. These are PML cards, which is really cool, right? Place for picture or journaling, whatever. Month 10, I noticed I used some of the pockets some of the pocket pages hold 4 items, and they're front and back. So lots of smaller photos can go there. And you know, just imagine you could put the smaller photos could be like the baby with grandparents or friends who visit or whatever, or a picture of a favorite toy or whatever. So that's really cool. These are just stickers and zip strips on that I decorated with. So that makes it a lot easier. I did use some rose gold shimmer trim. I don't know if you can see how sparkly that is, but it's that basically glitter tape, and it doesn't, don't worry Margie, it doesn't like shed. It's really easy to use. It's already like a sticker, and it just sticks down, and you don't have to worry about glitter getting everywhere. I added a flip flap because I kind of felt like when you're getting closer to a year old, sometimes you need extra photo space. And so I added a flip flap so that they could add, you know, 2 more photos to the layout. And then month 12, I have to admit, I was going to do a big happy birthday baby kind of layout, and I would have had to have cut that out of something non-close to my heart or using Cricut, and I just got lazy. I just didn't. So this is my birthday page, but it is really nice. I think all of the pages, if you look at this, I really do think that you could do this for boys or girls. This page could totally be swapped out with one of the other pages, and they could rearrange this if they want. So that is the baby album. And I love these. These are the everyday life albums. I know in a past live I told you I was going to kind of go through the difference, and they have a stitched edge, which is hard to see there, but you might be able to see it there. And they're have a little bit of padding, but they're not quite as heavy duty as the big leather albums, but they're perfect for stuff like this. I actually like these. These hold up pretty well. I'm surprised, you know, they don't fall apart. They're not like the cardboard albums. So anyway, I just thought I think this turned out really nice, and since I'm giving it away soon, I thought I better show it to you, because I did not make a whole bunch of them to keep one as a sample. So I'm just going to flip through the pages one more time so you can see the ideas. And then I don't know, I love the wood grains in it. The wood grains are really good. There's a couple of wood grains. There's that gray one, and then there's that dark brown one that looks really nice. So you can see, I think this is a really nice masculine paper pack. When I think of masculine, this is what I think of. I think of dark colors, wood, dark blue. Yes, it has some light colors in it, but it's not the running theme. And on the other hand, I would be proud to have this as Jen's baby book too. It has just enough little flowers and little pink that it could be for a girl. So there you go. What do you think? Do you love it? I like these albums too. So, all right. That is all I have for today, and I am happy to say they are not back to work on my house yet. So I may actually have time for a quiet break myself. My house has been very loud today, you guys. Lots of pounding. They're replacing windows. That's my thing today, is a window day. Next, it'll be putting up all the trim and replacing all the siding, and we have a lot to do yet to recover from that hailstorm last year. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you buy one of these Halloween sets, consider this one. because of the fence and the tree. And I love the tombstone and the owl. This one's my favorite. All right, have a good afternoon, you guys. Bye-bye.